At Vanguard Consulting, we don't like or use targets because we know they make performance worse. I know that you hear others telling you that they don't like targets too. You can spot them because they say things like, "There are too many targets and there are problems with these targets." However, the difference is, can they tell you why? And when they tell you that they're going to remove targets, can they tell you why this is the right thing to do? Or are they just as likely to make the same mistakes again? So why don't targets work? Well, targets motivate people, don't they? This is true, but not in the way you think. Targets motivate people to cheat or do anything to look like they're achieving a target. Obviously, that can mean cutting corners to get there, which is probably not a good idea if you're providing a service to someone. All of this focus on meeting what is essentially the wrong objective distorts the system of work and makes performance worse. There are some targets that might work. These are usually personal goals. All we're saying is that arbitrary measures imposed from above don't work. If you want to run that marathon, then you should still go for it. You'll probably do it. Why else don't they work? Well, targets aren't usually based on any real knowledge of the actual work, just an arbitrary focus on a particular outcome. They don't give any attention to how or why the work is being done, so they don't actually reveal anything. And if they don't reveal anything, how can they be used to improve a service? The answer is, of course, they can't. Let's look at an example. There was once a healthcare organisation that centralised its branch operations to achieve economies of scale. Don't get us started on that one. The managers had imposed productivity-based targets based on how long it took to settle a case. This all sounds fine, until you find out that the time it took to settle was between 15 and 50 days, with the average at a stable 32 days. Adding targets to this won't help. What needs to happen is to find out where the variation comes from. What causes the changes in performance? Well, one of the problems was that workers were measured on how much work they did. Every action on a case resulted in points being awarded, whether it had a bearing on the purpose of settling the claim or not. So, filing a covering letter becomes a point-scoring business. All of the agents were being productive and scoring points, but this is not the same thing as settling claims, which is what the organisation was meant to be doing. So what's the alternative? It's not performance indicators or any other target that's not really a target, because as Shakespeare nearly said, "A target by any other name still focuses on the wrong things." No, the real alternative is to learn about the actual work being done. We don't believe in coercing people to work more. We believe in learning about and changing the conditions so people can work better.